Okay. 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 So that's on the YouTube. Okay. World Table Talk. The Gold Code. Okay. So the purpose of this, or it is a reimagination of many of our series that did last year, a little bit half a year before Tisa and bringing different topics, mental health, relationships, etc. And this reboot is inspired from the conversations between Nikki Giovanni and James Baldwin decades ago, where they had discussion around multiple topics in the Black community. And I just thought that it would be worthwhile and I mean a good exercise for us to kind of take that and bring it into current day. So originally that was Tisa and I, but Tisa and Maverick are good friends, and she thought that he would be able to participate. Yes. Yep. So she brought him on board. I kind of know this guy, like wow, like yeah. Oh, but here we are. So across the three of us, we have different dynamics, different levels of relationship. Married, have engaged, there's recently married. So I think that gives us a landscape and variance to yes as well. So introductions, I am Mo Betta. My TikTok fam knows me across the YouTube, thank you so much. Professionally, finance realm, and a member of ETS Sigma Gamma. Matt, take it away.
My name is Maverick. I'm in education. I'm a member of the Atlanta chapter, Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated.
That was it.
That
was it. Okay, well, all right. Well, I'm Tisa Colvin, now Tisa Jones. That that I mean, if we need to, we hope that we enlighten and our future. Oh,
okay.
we're gonna get started. No big. Oh, stop it. Almost. Begin. We should be. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. The thing that I wanted to ask is how big where things our relationship between black men and women. Okay, so listen, you say change. I'm on the foundational premise. I'm gonna say that it's never given, taught, or even followed. No. So what now? Okay, listen, it's Sunday. It's Sunday, baby. We go listen. Okay. The door church is been open. Hey, some singing and following bringing. We were never been taught to turn mother, son, or I'm sleeping with you, or I'm ready to sleep with you, or I want to. That's the, you get with this, so you can get with that. Don't know. And because you don't know how to have that, how that, if that's my thing, family. There. What?
So we're being, so inside, that would be, like, as far as generations of generations, that in the black and brown community, that our parents and their parents before them didn't teach us as far as when it comes to looking at relationships of being a friend and how to be, you know, present yourself as far as somebody that you want to date.
Fine. Yep. Friends, they have it, but, you know, they're saying.
I mean, it's fair. They invite people from them.
Not
So this is what, man, because our parents were never married, right? But I'll say in their relationship, my father had female friends that were just, he told me at least, they were just platonic friends and they were cool, right? My mom, on the other hand, anybody that was a male that was a friend, they were typically gay. Yeah, they were gay. And so they would have had more of a feminine aura in general that may have made it easier for, I guess, whoever she was dating or my stepfather in that capacity, right? To be okay with in that dynamic. But as far as just on the day to day, like how me and Tisa are, I didn't really see that growing up for me personally.
okay. Wait a minute.
True, that, we,
Okay,
okay,
no.
so,
Okay. Okay, no,
They-
stop, no, stop.
Okay.
Okay, we cannot, I'm sorry, I'm gonna crash out.
Okay,
We
okay,
cannot use female.
okay. On the woman's side.
Okay.
On the woman's side, going to what Maverick was saying, usually what they would say, as far as if you're going to date, don't bring guys to the house, or even, I don't think a male friend, well, that is taught to not bring a male friend unless you actually absolutely about to have a relationship with them, because you don't want the children, in a sense, to
Oh, okay.
coming from this side. So that's what I
Okay,
say,
okay.
usually on the female side, that's what
The
they
woman's
been
side.
taught. On this side.
Okay.
So I'll give you that because my mother's aspect of it, every man that I've met, she either married, they were in a long-term relationship, right? As far as the ones that I've met. My father, I go down there Christmas, Thanksgiving, Kwanzaa, it'd be a whole new family. We meet somebody, yes, listen, we have somebody on Christmas, and we have somebody Kwanzaa, and we spent the Kwanzaa with somebody else. Like that's like Easter, whatever it was typically somebody new. And they usually have
No. No, we not, we ain't skating pants.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, we put it, you hit the little rubber stopper at the front,
Mhm.
put your toe,
Okay.
put your
Put your toe
toe
down.
down.
Toe
Put your
down.
toes there.
Okay, go ahead.
Because that's. And that's kind of what we're talking about before we started this, right? Because that behavior pattern, when you see it modeled, right? It creates that
Perception.
undercurrent, right? And it
makes it okay, validates it, makes it okay.
Right,
Yes.
and it's not necessarily something, it doesn't have to.
So conscious.
Acceptance of it, passive influence that you can just pick up, go. You don't have to work through it. Just go. Now, take it back to the friendship. I think also that's why it fails, because what happens in friendship? Y'all fight, Y'all work it out, y'all still friends.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you get mad, brag in front of one day,
Mhm.
you know, say something stupid to your friends, may hurt your friends' feelings. Y'all
Right.
figure it out and work it out. Y'all still friends.
Right.
The consistency and the longevity of friendship, you know, teaching parents, you know, being and staying in connection with the person. Okay, without that, you know, that modeling of friendship, then do that's why you end up with that, you know, that term, you know, oh, like it, move out, let me break the lease, let me, you know, get to this, I don't like this, let me turn around, let me break the lease, because, and hang on, because my therapist told me about a different culture on,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna say which community, 'cause I don't need y'all to do that. It's a big time, right? I don't know about y'all in here, y'all know y'all. That, they stay in connection and community based on what they plan for their children next gen. So like, you know, it's like, okay, I know politically, you know, my son don't make this, so I know this family over here, you know, their girls, like that'll be a good connection. So, but you know, hey, Bobby and Susan, come over for dinner, you know, bring the girls,
Yeah.
you know, because the girls would be friends with their boys, so they can, you know, stay, you know, and so they stay in that connection, right? They'll have the, then it didn't come up, you know, so they grow up around each other in platonic connection. So they, oh, when you go off to college, oh, now the hookups and stuff, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But even to that point, right? And so when you look at it from at least from a man aspect, I don't know if I say male, but that.
Wait, you a man.
Oh, I just said, but you say, I mean,
I mean, differentiation. Okay,
Okay.
wait. Okay. The flip it, okay, is male.
okay.
Okay, and you say male, hell, you the frog. You know, if you have a male frog,
Okay,
you have a
so your
male
preferred,
monkey,
your
you have a
preferred
male-
term is man. I said male, but I didn't want to get the conversation she got, so I was trying to avoid getting my lashing, so I was trying to make sure I was following the most better rules.
a male. Man.
Okay, man. Got it, okay.
And a woman is a female. Man and woman.
Got it, got it. We Bible, got it.
My God.
Okay.
No females, no men. Ever see female in the Bible? Well, you were clarified and edified.
But from a man's perspective on something like that, right? I think it's being friends with the opposite sex, we automatically assume, especially if y'all grew up together, like why didn't something happen? Like why were y'all just friends? Or maybe a situation. And I'm not saying that I understand, I get it, but that's the default mechanism in that because of our sensitive ego, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so with that aspect of it, how you say with those families, those cultural dynamics, when they integrate young boys and young girls in that capacity, and they grow up and they're friends and they're platonic friends, and somebody comes in, it makes them feel a little insecure. And they also can be on from the female side, but also what's played in media as well. I'm sorry, woman side. Woman side.
Okay, wait. Okay. And my sister happens to be at a young age, like you said, out of their same age, everything being platonic. So as they growing up, they still remain friends. So therefore, when you are going to college, seeing them as a friend. So when you're going over there and dating, like going back to so yeah, you will have that little sensitivity right there because right, why y'all so like chummy and laughing?
Inside jokes.
Inside jokes.
We all seen Brown Sugar.
Yes. Don't go there. Then don't go there, then it's.
Okay.
Wait, that is true. They remain platonic friends. they was friends, like, with somebody else, like, I got, oh, y'all must have hit it.
Okay. That our own sexualization. Right. That's because we do that to ourselves. We always think we gotta be hunching.
But going back to your original statement, it wasn't about anything different.
Right, just like when I first opened the first live and you was the only one, I was like, whoa, hey, it's the, don't, no, it just ain't just, don't just over it. No. I had to like make that abundantly clear.
Am I that bad?
I know, I would say this as far as growing up, but going to your point as far as laying that foundation, is that when you see, like you said, I wasn't in the picture. Why is it automatically an assumption that, oh, y'all must be doing something?
You know how.
Talk to me.
Okay, I'll say a little bit of low self-esteem.
Oh,
Or
for
did
sure.
Did you? Hang on. You have a little self-esteem. Wait, oh, I see that. Oh, okay.
Someone who's commenting, so someone would have made a comment that all the whispering with it, so she's saying that that's a reflection of her. Still.
And I was saying it's the possibility, like, okay, so is a little bit of the low self-esteem, or did you actually like this person from afar?
don't know me.
And then, oh, now you see somebody, there's a competition right there. And then that's where we start to see feelings and emotions start popping in. But
Fine. Irrational.
I'll give you that because it's also if a young boy does that, he's soiling his oath, he's exploring the world, right? But it takes two to tango. And if we tango when we're as a young man when I was a young man, it takes two to tango. I'm not somebody got to partake in this with me, right? And so, but for there to be a double standard and a bias in that capacity, where for one gender it's okay, but for the other gender it's about valuing yourself. Because I had somebody tell me, this was maybe about 10 years ago, and I was talking about just a relationship that I had, and somebody was like, "Man, you don't love yourself." And it hit home, and I was like, "Well, what you mean?" It was like, you go through all these conquests, all these things, like these are like badges of honor, like it's a video game. But what are you building with them, right? And so when I heard that, I was like, "Man, that's deep. That's and
That sounds like Confessions of an Airport.
retired. I'm retired. Retired. Girls in the record. I had my farewell tour. We had my Kobe tour. I hit 51 in my last game. Okay, we out of here. We out of here.
Listen, farewell tour is diabolical. Diabolical. Go ahead.
But it forced me to reevaluate how I look at relations, right? And make it more about building lasting relationships versus having a conquest. Because in that mind frame, I'll use the Drake line. He said, "One time is fine with me." And that was my mind frame while I was in college to like my mid to early 20s. I was making money, I was traveling, I was doing things, right? And I didn't really understand the value of relationships because I hadn't really seen a successful one that I felt that I could model. So my godparents, like they've been married for 35, almost 40 years now, right? But to me, they don't they didn't travel. They went to work, they raised their family, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, well, I don't want that. And then it was like, I saw my dad and even my granddad, like like my granddad had to go to, he pushed 2 lawnmowers on one. Like I love OG, rest in peace, Earl. But like he was dating somebody 10, 15 years younger than him, right? And so that's the model that was given. So when became of age, I started dating women that were 10 years older than me because I'm trying to figure out, trying to navigate what it is, right? Because that's what was modeled to me. And then when you look at it from like my mom's aspect, she was so focused on taking care of me, I didn't really understand that we were growing up together. And so when I was having, she had me, she was 16. So when I turned 18, she turned 18, we turned 18 together. Right? And so as I'm looking for her to help navigate these spaces, she's like, bro, I don't know. We doing this together. Like,
She literally sitting there like, you got it.
what? But it was crazy because she looked at me. So I'm gonna keep it a bean. Like, I went to the club one time, I told my mom, and I was like, bro, what are you doing here, bro? Like, this is. But on the flip side, right? We ended up doing this brother sister routine. Like, that's my brother, that's my sister. And I thought, like, because again, it goes to a situation of like, why are you so familiar with this person? And I'm not telling my mama, right? And so it goes back to that, you gotta be my brother, my sister. Because we laughing and we joking and we partying and we kicking, right? Like my mom's my best man in my wedding. Like that's how tight we are.
Mhm.
And so you have to switch the dynamic because the reality of it is we're growing. She has when she started dating when I was like 18, 19, she'd be like, oh, I got a date. I'd be like, man, give me the rundown. Nope, 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 nope. And I was walking her through the steps of what he was going to say next. I'm sorry. Okay.
No, we're gonna, no, we keep it right here.
I'm gonna some points right here. Some points. All right. Okay. We on that. There as far as the Black and brown community, I was as woman, but those others. They
Young lady, girl,
Young lady.
Okay. I want
no, listen. I felt that. I felt the rap through me. It was like, I was like, wait, what do I gotta say? And I want to make sure I'm on the right path. Go ahead, sis.
as younger are in the Black and brown community in a certain way. So it is that perception that if you are hanging out with a whole bunch of guys or whatever case may be, or you see somebody just with a guy, it's an automatic assumption that, oh, something's going on, and not looking at it as a friend because of that perception that you should not be intermingling with the opposite sex. So going back to myself, as far as growing up, I grew up more as a tomboy. I was in the percussion set, so I was hanging out with a lot of the guys because it was a more of a young force. So you know, young boys in their sense. They're not reflecting that. No, eyes and so coming from because it was that assumption that, oh, you must be hitting one of them. But this is what we're doing. And then we had to learn to figure out how to get along with each other so we could produce. When we say good music, technically it can go 2 ways in regards to that. But in this situation, when we say good music, it is actually music in this situation. So, I mean, and then certain way you grow to know certain things. So yeah, if you do the opposite, yeah, you're gonna get a little pushback when it comes to that. Box, let's put it that way.
Come back to earlier as far as the modeling.
No, the last question you asked me, I got ridiculed for, so go ahead, go ahead.
So you mentioned you. Curious. Curious. That question. Why choose to?
Honestly, because I feel, even from a young age, like it's like from a baby, right? We don't know the concept of what we can and can't do until we see somebody else model it, right? So we talk about the 4 minute mile, right? It can't be done, it can't be done, and then somebody does it, and then that same year, another 100 people broke that record, right? And so until you see it, all I thought was a college, right? It was like a college where I met my best friend, Marcus Jackson, shout out to the Jacksons, and I understood what I got the model that I understood that I was looking for. And again, being getting older and having relationships, I was able to tweak their model and make it a better version of myself. But until I understood what it was, or if it was even possible outside of the Cosby, I didn't necessarily believe it.
Okay. All right,
That's
so,
a course, okay, that's a course.
hold on, quick mod break. All right,
Okay.
on the TikTok, okay. Over 20 people in the room. I'm at 3.4K likes. Thank y'all for the work, but I do not see the likes running. Okay, so can y'all tap me? Okay, like real quick so that we can keep the integrity alive going. I would be grateful for that. Also, hey to all my people in the room. I appreciate y'all riding and rocking out. We will not bring people on the panel for this particular session, but we will in the future. Because these two knuckleheads are next to social media presence, right? Y'all are not nice. Okay, so I gotta get them ready. Okay, but we will do it in the future, so y'all can get to know. Okay. 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 Um, so the modeling thing against actual authenticity, I think, coupled the lack of platonic friendship has led us to the calamity of romantic relationships. My opinion is Black men operating outside of their authenticity perpetually that keeps.
I'm gonna speak on that on the mental health note. I think what's also is missing, we could definitely go on another more table talk on this, but the missing element, a lot of us, is when I say us in the Black and brown community, we all had trauma. And there is some form of trauma, in a sense, it's like, with that, first, you have to, or you to, and teach it when it comes to what it look like, what a romantic relationship would look like. Because you need to deal with that person. Same concept if a person that dealing with substance use or alcohol use. We gotta tackle that. That's why it's called diagnosis. That is because being masked in regards to your actual feelings. So in our Black and brown community, we are heavily and back in the day, he what the end of the evening, a lot of things that in that for example, it or like you said, you see these things as what your love look like, what friendship will look like, and as far as when it comes to feeling safe. I mean, we're not. It's everybody. Oh, they got hitched. Don't talk about it. Oh,
you know, I get a lot of things happen before.
Yeah.
You know, this person, that's right. And where at a certain point, you have to make a different choice. And where I get that from, and goes back to the fabric, as far as the modeling of relationships. It's wild. I mean, right. So I was raised by 2 women. So technically the relationship and everything was modeled for me. Yeah, I should be a child of the house. Yeah, how did I get here? Okay, so and my son is trans. Okay, so running joke in the family is why are you still
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah, well, instead of fit, fit, you can't make can't, right? So,
When looking back, in the black brown community, as far as man and woman, okay. Well, second guessing myself. Well, as I said, we also need to remember, in the midst of parents or whoever your guardian is, as far as growing up, we're trying to figure out ourselves at the same time too, on the adolescent side. I mean, so we're trying to figure out where we fit, where, who I necessarily mesh with. And usually around that time, as far as on the developmental side, stop listening to what our parents got to say at this point. Usually getting advice from friends, but let's be real. Yeah, I heard stuff, but I mean, you hear things that's from them, but to be honest, you are more towards your friends as far as getting guidance. And unfortunately, yes, we are getting misguided by our associates and stuff like that. But again, we are trying to figure ourselves out around this time. So, and going through puberty.
take it good.
So, I mean, all of this that's going on, I mean, yeah, if I would say, if you want to have that foundation as far as it's a starting point moving forward, that would be something starting right in elementary school. And this is where in elementary school, you're usually more prone to want to get advisement from your guardian and parents and so forth. Once you hit that adolescent, it's like, yeah.
That's first, I was mentally pushing back. Work that.
A lot of people there, it's like, well, that's right. Thank
You know, my actual therapist, black woman. So I need to put it this because like the energy that's going with, oh, I'm getting everything blah.
Go ahead.
No, you get it.
Oh,
Okay, because I feel like next thing she gonna say, so
I don't want you to hit me in the process, but I'm saying.
Stay right,
Okay.
right.
Okay, going back to this one, okay, so. Go ahead.
You know, and the reason I find it so interesting. Like, I am, yeah, because I did allow almost everything that my mother told me to be overwritten, only to go back. She was right. I was like, what? Too much credit, okay, only because, but this makes no sense. The way what she said. Okay, so just for example, okay, the size. Okay, I would like to present evidence too. Okay,
Okay.
she told me it's dating men is like training a dog.
Yes.
Oh.
No, for sure. Absolutely. Yes.
Wait,
No. So this is the reality of it, right? You the way and so this person that we get through, they need, like I know the just like the basics, like I gotta,
I try to treat, I'm sitting here fighting to treat you motherfuckers like humans. You just go.
so with the aspect of understanding about the training aspect, right? You have to let us know what it is that you need, not necessarily from a sense of okay, I walk on the outside of the street to protect me from that. Not that capacity, but if you want me to take out the trash on Tuesdays at 8 p.m. because it comes out on Wednesday morning at 5 a.m., like let me know that. Don't say you take out the trash when you get a moment, because when I find a moment, I'm gonna do it when I want to do, when I got my moment. But if there's something that you really want in a specific time frame or a time, you have to be like, this is what the expectation is. But what I'll tell you is this: once you get us trained,
I cannot reconcile in my head, right? Because I don't, I don't want to be trained.
it's right or wrong, but, I mean, again.
Okay, and now that my homie's like, nah, he ain't speaking.
Oh, okay.
and I'll take that, right? But at the end of the day, and the root cause of it is there's something that your partner, if you say you love her, you want to be with this person, you want to marry this person, right? If there's something that you doing wrong or not doing wrong, doing that they don't necessarily appreciate, and vice versa. Because if I'm dating somebody and they wear a little too close, a little too revealing, I'm not gonna say don't wear that. I'm gonna express to them how I feel about that, right? And depending upon how they respond to it, that might not be or maybe the person for me, but it's still an aspect of training and communication and understanding, right? Just because you go into a relationship, you may do a physical relationship, you may do the same thing you did with the last partner. The new partner might not like that, right? You have to be able to communicate and say, hey, I don't like that. I like this instead. It's the same concept in relationships. Whether you like the term of being trained like a dog or whatever the case may be, it's all about optics, right? But the reality of it is there has to be a level of understanding and communication that goes into learning that person.
All right, so we got two comments.
Okay.
So first one, okay, you got training me, you might, okay, and then the other one, homie, Austin said, you shouldn't be training your partner, you should be trusting your partner.
Oh,
No.
Bring the comment.
okay, wait, so you just, okay, so with this love, the love is single, engaged, married. Okay,
Now, I said unmarried.
unmarried.
Thank you.
You know what? I need to list those vocab words.
Yeah, I was married, engaged, murdered. It's new one.
Okay, let's try it. I think part of it for got problem in the is be for I get perception of the training. It's like want to. What? What? They like make it like on the unmarried side relationship. And and then I have been back and then a lot as far as when it came to did at one point when I was unmarried. Well, I what is that I need? You should already know that and yes, that failed. That failed a lot. So yes, I did have that perception. I had to work and grow on it. I had to work on number one, being a because I feel like why should I have to sit there and tell somebody we're dating? You should already pick up some of these signs and know that. I did. I had that. And as we're growing, as far as, understanding when it comes to being in a relationship, feel like, okay, that would be unfair, because on the flip side, if this is something that my partner wants, and then you tell me, well, you should already know that. When you can open up your mouth and tell me that. Piss me off. So,
But real quick, even to that point,
yeah,
allow time and grace for the behavior to change once it's implemented.
That's
I
true.
may messed up one or two times. It's not that I'm resisting what you're saying.
that's.
I've been in this program doing the thing my way for so long.
that's
I now have to account for us and what that looks like. So I may leave the toilet seat up one or two more times as I'm navigating through whatever it is. Go ahead.
That is true. That is true. Go, we go.
That was
with it.
a lighting.
Yeah, but that is true. That is true. Because it's on us, as far as the woman. Like, so. Like, which is true. Once we talk, they say, what I think work on letting the person being able to go through that change and not be so quick to, go again. Yes. Arguments, and then I would say this, because I work with couples too. It will feel like, hey, I did this all these other times, and then I slipped this one time. So it will lead to that partner feeling like you don't see the progress right here, and you just gonna snap on me on this one time. Yep. So yes, it is a grace period that we have to try to work on with that. Got it.
First off, shut up, Chris.
Oh, you cook?
No, that's my son. No, I do.
Well, I'm not. I mean, I know. This is my first one, so I didn't know if you
Girls
like.
are shy.
If you cook for your guests, I was.
Out here, actually. No. I'm so glad I did that. Almost on baked bread.
Bake bread. Okay.
Listen, if you cook wheatgrass burgers, listen.
That's diabolical. Diabolical.
Oh, like, I do all this to put together this form, give y'all topic, give y'all information, and this is what y'all do to me. Yes. All the disrespect, it just.
You know what? You need to hear what the plan today. I'll take cases on all of you. Please.
Okay.
So.
With sugar. Okay. Okay. Okay.
The only thing that goes in grits in this house. You people with diabetes out of here.
Not better. Sugar. You went for your leg. Sugar guy. Sugar on sugar.
Out up in here. No.
No. No.
Oh, oh.
More than we're talking about the training aspect and all, man. they
Thank you.
all-
Okay,
they-
okay.
she
Sorry.
knows everything.
Ah,
But yeah,
okay. Maybe, because Birmingham works better.
And to attract, want to attract.
Five on me. Where my mind?
Oh, using the word training. Oh, using the word training has so many, yeah, that's all it's all, yeah, yeah. Guy, you need to Forrest Gump and be a, but Jenny, be a bird and fly far, far away. So using the word train has so many negative, right? However, once you go through the explanation, the methodology that, explaining doesn't seem or feel so. Because certainly, the part of anybody. I mean, they got to go.
Okay.
You gotta learn, what's going on, so not to step on.
So for Twitter world, so I understood what was being implied, and I read it expectations.
That's not.
This is I'm talking Twitter right here. Twitter. No, TikTok. My bad. TikTok. YouTube, TikTok.
See, hold up, that's why I told y'all I couldn't put my pen, they don't know. TikTok. Understood. Part of what was being implied, so I ran with that. So I apologize if I triggered anybody. Wasn't mine.
But no, but that's the whole purpose of having.
Okay.
The trick was like.
Okay. Okay.
I mean,
Right. Then.
but, situation, but there absolutely is, there is this. The understanding that you. Like. And no, there is under no circumstances should that a person just. Dr. Strange, be able,
Charles Xavier.
understand. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, and it's different. Okay, you in danger, girl. Yeah,
Or a guy.
right. Okay, because he finna levitate and finna have you, it's some kind of misery type.
There's a
stuff.
line between love and hate. That's easy.
Because bring this down, bring this into that in undergrad, when you talk about perception, I'm like, oh, this particular group, they supposed to be on, lovey and stuff, and then turn around.
Wait, wait, y'all gotta say how.
I'm married the world that they did.
Wait, how look, I stop.
Well, baby, because
What?
No. If she's implying what I think she's implying, we gotta move. Not you per se, but this your world. I'm sorry, I am a guest. Let me take my shoes off at the door.
I was ready to be done.
Yes, because I tried to navigate it away from the situation, right? And she was like, "No, Rick." I was trying to, on the exit, and she was like, "Nah."
Okay, so, okay, we. At the top of the hour. Now, what's up to undergrad? What and stereotypes when it came to the Greek side? When the section of how this particular Brett was supposed to be in, right? So you, I mean, I could really go there.
Oh, wait, hold up, wait. So, no, no, no.
It goes to the, but that goes
No,
to the.
wait. Wait.
Then,
Why?
Yeah.
Such a,
we're crazy.
oh, I tell you in part of why I joined the camera.
Okay.
Well, it's because of Romeo.
Mm.
Because we the only sorority that got something like that. And I was like, so, well, me, no, and we're rock. Yo, that's the kind of time I want. Let's go.
So I had that perception that, from the campus that we was at. I don't think you want to open that door.
I mean, I don't think that's correct.
I think this ain't ring. Perception, again, going to that black and brown community, as far as that perception of how the gentleman ones was supposed to act towards it.
Yeah.
I know, okay, so our experience is all super different, because remember, I was solo. And I'm by myself.
One pillow,
So-
no pillowcase.
Okay.
Hey, when a motherfucker got mole hair on his face and his head, okay, it's free game, free game, free game.
Oh,
Oh, I was.
Cool.
yeah.
And my boy in the chat, Navi, and I will let you, go ahead and catch that straight, my boy. Go ahead and catch that.
If you go there, what if you said word train? I think that would have been very applicable during my unmarried time in my undergrad experience. But I had changed. Oh, but I'm just saying, I mean, it may hit a little bit more home if I would say,
So-
feel like they need to be trained at this point.
So, I guess in the D9 realm, as far as the perception of what each org was supposed to represent or be like, I think once you actually travel and maneuver outside of different, I guess, areas of territory, it changes your perspective, right? And so I'll give you an example. The Iotas, they are really big in Jersey, New York area, like they like B2K back in the early 2000s, but they are hype. But if you come down to Texas, they be like, what, huh, what? And so it's the opposite of what's available there, right? And so when you are an undergrad and you're trying to figure out who you are, and you have that closed off mind aspect of, this is what I want to be 10, 20, 30, 40 years from now, right? But if you're not living in Jersey and you come down to Texas and say, you rep in a different whatever organization that may not be as popular or as acceptable down here than it is up there, right? So for me, when I pledged Alpha, my biggest thing was not the person who I was in my 20s, but the person who I would be in my 40s, 50s, and 60s, and what that representation looked like and what I wanted to align my goals and my mission with. Not saying that any of the other organizations wouldn't fit that bill, but it's more about how she said earlier, being authentic within yourself and what that looks like.
Yeah.
Now, I'm from Detroit, so Detroit Alphas, Michigan Alphas, they're unique. They're unique versus any other area that I've been in. And not saying that they're better or worse than other areas, but it's just a situation, it's just a different level. And maybe because I'm biased with my home team, right? I'll take that with it as well. But when you look at like affiliation or associations, right? When I was online and I didn't listen, when I was on and I didn't have nothing to eat that, my big sister Jamila, Sigma Gamma Sorority Incorporated, she made sure that I had food, and she made sure that they took care of me, right? And so at that moment, then I aligned my allegiance to that because they didn't have to do. It. No one else was knocking on my dorm room door saying, "Hey, here go about the ramen noodles," because I know you gotta make things move, right? And so when it came that time for me to return that love, it's always been I've been 10 toes in it, right? I don't there's no unwavering. And anybody, my fiance, she's AKA, say me camera roll. Like
So, but hang on a second. 'Cause
I like that.
I wanna do this part of what you said. And I find this repetitive. This is not enough.
no, I don't
Okay,
care.
so, cause it makes you, uh,
Like
Okay.
the train ones. Go ahead.
It can't be no worse than the grits. The grits, it can't be no worse than the grits.
in. Whatever. Um. Attraction, connection, you, whatever, um. Continuing, connection, values, that relationship. There is out there. Hold on, wait a minute, I bet you 10 or 10 better is gonna be some service again. And so, example, you came, they got that pass, they got that entree, they got that service.
Okay, okay, my experience as far as my leaders, we'll go to the leaders being with the alphas, because when I was a freshman over on the UT campus, it happened to be a alpha, it was majority of, the other red zone. What they took together, so it was more of a capacity that this is person that's sticking out, don't know where they're going here. This is where everybody else is over here, as far as where the other African Americans are at. And so, and then at the same concept, when I came to UVA, it happens to be an alpha because we was, again, like you said, we was solo, we was like three, and it was that alpha was the one that helped. It was like the brother role, like that the protection in the sense that, hey, don't be coming from us. So they didn't give servitude per se anything. It was more of a compassion. It was more than safety. It was like, hey, this is good people. Don't come at them like that. They rolling with me, and he was like the grand, so to speak, that type of person. So yeah, when it came to parties, hey, don't have them paying, or when somebody try to come over to us, like when they do those roll calls and stuff, and then they try to say something negative, like, hey, we're not gonna be doing that. So it was that compassion, and that's how I believe too. But then, like you said, I went north for the issue. Well, maybe they, like I said, one of our sergeants, he had different experiences. They align more with the campus. So for me, it was more compassion. So, and that's how I aligned to being friends with them on the compassion side.
So it's interesting that both of you have similar experience. I ain't got none of it. Ain't no room for none of y'all. I
See, but that
What the
look, what is it? University of Oklahoma. And it was before while I was no, it was shortly after. Yeah. Yeah. Um, no. There was one alpha at U of A. No, you're not gonna like that. cause the way this plane is going into Potomac. Mm-mm.
So close, so
Oh,
close.
no.
What if you button that? Listen,
No, wait, no, this is. Okay, oh my gosh, so, yeah, so you based in,
So close.
Damian Davis.
oh, we got the name.
Yeah. Oh, he was a hottie. But I was better. Yeah, but I had a I should, you know, we all make mistakes, right? Anyway.
Oh, okay. What else? Because the word train, the word train was a nuance. The word train was a nuance. Okay.
Parking like super cheap lots, so yeah. And. Oh. You know how they talk about, what is the beautiful, idiot? You know what I'm saying? You know how they talk about, beautiful idiots? That was him. That is poetry. Horrible, but I was, right? Anyway, right. Me, women, they. I was like, hey, bro, never said that. Oh, you're gonna find out from a friend of mine. Where did that? Right? Be Chris. Is right? Be life. Hey, like, so not you right? Like Hispanic people. Right. Hey, right. Hey, listen. I, you happy? I was like, no, don't.
We think go ahead.
Like that.
I mean, I think.
I thought, I run a little bit of game, what do you want? What you talking about this? I guess.
When
20. 20.
um, that's not the only one of those I have in my lifetime. My high school crush is also.
Gene Alpha. Okay.
Okay.
So, back to the friendship. Yes, we do. 'Cause- So,
Situationships.
so define situation.
Oh, my God,
There's a level of evolution to situationship.
there is.
As a retired F-boy, you go into these dynamics with a clear and concise understanding of this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I want. Are you cool with this? Yes or no? Of course, people say yeah because they feel that they can handle these situations and things, but then feelings get involved. And it's not necessarily even from the woman's side. There's been times where I've been in situations where I was like, oh, I got feelings. I gotta get out, abort mission, bro. Like I can't navigate that because when you post with your main dude, I'm like, bro, like, forget him, right? But it's definitely a situation of like most relationships as they evolve, it turns into something more, right? And that's tough. But situationships are very dangerous
Mm.
and costly.
Yes.
And trauma, fuel for trauma. I'll say that, fuel for trauma.
That's where we come in. Like Netflix and chill. As the evolution, watching Netflix and you chill. Didn't know Netflix and chill. That's so as an example of a situation shift.
Are you still watching?
That, that auditorily, violent. And I'm never. Oh, that, yeah, Navi said, no, we weren't watching, we were not watching, we're not watching. Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so
Did this
Oh.
situation shift come about?
I'll say this.
My,
Go ahead.
So I. Quickly become more can. Okay, and in the comments, often point out that in those situations requires more communication, more regular, because of the dynamic, right? And when I think about it, it's crazy. I used to say this, and actually the majority of my adult relationships were situationships that made that crossover because, and I swear to God, my trigger phrase that Duke says this, I'm like, pack my shit down. Can we talk? No, Tevin Campbell, we can't. I don't want to, because whatever it is you fist to say, it's just be bull that I don't know. Because the next thing is, so what are we doing? Ah! Which,
so there are two songs by Music Soul Child that come to my mind. First one is Buddy. DDY, don't be shy, give it a try. I could be yours and you could be mine, right? The second one is, even though I'm not your man. So, yeah. When did I? And so when you go into those dynamics of you're doing relationship things without the relationship responsibility of it, right? It sits undefined and unfulfilled expectations, which goes into the aspect of training or communication as far as what we're looking for, right? Because if I'm staying this one way, and your situation to your past, they Netflix chill, Uber home, whatever. But I like to cuddle. I want to make breakfast in the morning. You like, oh, he making me breakfast, girl. I like pancakes and waffles and sausage and eggs, right? It's still the same concept. I just put a little more razzle dazzle on the joint, right? I may need a +1 to a wedding or to an event. You may, I'm gonna tell you this. If you be my dad, that don't mean nothing. If you be my grandma, if you meet my grandma, that's when it means something. It's only 3 women in my lifetime that have met my grandma. Okay? My mama, she gonna be like, mm-mm. But she gonna play roles. My daddy didn't call every girl I didn't bring over, you my daughter. You my daughter. I ain't never seen him like this with nobody else but you. I've never called any girl daughter before in my life. You are like a daughter to me.
So I got something.
Oh, man, like,
Okay, here we go, here we go. When you did that class, I don't know why my mind went to,
Girl, let's go.
Hey, why I took killer nails on from Dexter?
Oh, freak of the industry, okay, 'cause girl, I see something. I just-
but, okay, back to that one. But go back to the one. On the flip side, you put being on the mental health side, there is another perspective of a situation ship. That's the purpose of being in the situation ship. It's hey, so in a situation ship. So that's it's called talking. This almost going into a relationship, a situation or of an assumption that's being brought to kids digital underground. I just
No, I mean, really so. I mean, but why in a situation, why expect?
I can give you my perspective. It, the more talking that you do, the more relationship building. It takes the nuance of this is what this is, and now it's a situation where when you have a rough day, right? Now you gonna call me talking about Amy, an accountant, and she got you messed up because she didn't put your vacation hours in. And I say, here it is, right? It's relationship, bro. I didn't call you for that.
when you to come at 1 o'clock.
What's up? What you personal?
I'm just saying. When you they call at 1 o'clock, what you doing?
You up? Like that text. You up?
Up. There you go.
And I might be, but I may get more than one that night, and so it's first come first serve. So you gotta
There we go.
right. But what I'll say also is
It's not enough for this today.
okay. I'll
We may have to do a part 2 on that.
I don't want, I don't know, I don't want no parts of it.
No, because this one is for the black and brown community. You open up the door, open the door. Let's go.
That sounds like more than the door was open.
Well,
That's what
we
that
open
sounds.
it. I mean,
That's something else in the door.
but that's the reason why they
let
want to
my
come to
people
us.
go.
That's okay. That, may be a little funky the way that dude.
But that's the purpose of coming to the ETS, YouTube Live, Low Battle Live. That's the whole purpose of them. We want to come, we want to be real, we don't want to be fake. That's why I try to tell them, for me, it's a want to be fake, straight. So like, do you want the straight version or do you want the mental health? That's what you put the side, but yeah. I think it's more a little bit more on this situation here, because
We'll take that in the next, and like, real. I think more often than not, I just with 90% of the time that shit.
we don't put with it. And don't.
Especially for men, like we're cool with it because we want the freedom to do what we want to do. But when you go to that movie or you go to that club and you see her with somebody with the perception of being better than you in your own mental inferior ways, right? Then it'd be like, what you doing with him? Why you supposed to, I thought you was doing it, right? But you out with your next one too, right? The ego, ooh, go ahead.
Or no, when you try to evolve a situationship into a relationship. That's what I was saying 90% of the time that I heard.
Right, but my thing is this, it's all ego based, right? Because the thing is this, if I'm saying we chilling, we vibing, but I see you as somebody who I qualify as another male who's superior to me, my ego is that, right? But you're supposed to be okay seeing another woman. Well, you knew what it was. Well, so did you.
But see, and then also what? Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
With,
Oh, there's another one. Gary, go ahead, go ahead.
with, you could not assume thank you, your housewife in any way, shape, form, or fashion. But the irony, okay, fella, you get back in. Okay, so no, what, yeah.
Fine. It was.
But no,
But I'm not a house husband though.
What's the towards the woman though, more towards us, where they put that concept out.
So I'm not saying either. What I want.
Wait.
and you don't know the layout of that. He's like, I don't know the shit around.
Listen. Not ever, never. I removed my vocabulary permanently. Like Navi said, there's a lot more responsibility that comes along with situationship. A lot of it has to do with reading access, feel. Take the best standpoint. If I'm in a situationship, I'm bored. If I'm in a situationship, it's a situation of I like having access to you while I figure out what I want to do with somebody else. I had a 10-year situationship, real talk. Actually 12. I just
waste.
so listen.
They knew the rules to the game.
That part. But it was long distance, right? So she would live in New York, Arizona, Cali. She worked in the entertainment industry, right? But whenever we were together, our time together is our time together. Part of it. I love mad with your mind, girl, in action.
Good.
Whoa.
Boy. Nah.
Right?
Again, if he got more.
Right.
Go ahead.
Well, listen.
Love
But when I asked to a point of me wanting to find my forever person, I had a conversation with her. I said, there is no way in this realm of earth that I'm actually going to. I'm going to release you. And so you can find
Okay.
that you can find whatever it is that you're looking for. And the situation of and it was kind of like I dated people, she dated people, it was things like that. But I think ultimately, through the underlying of it, she felt that we were going to be together in some capacity at some point, right? And for me, I had already compartmentalized her in this category, in this box of
You
not even.
still got your beard?
Right.
Soul coach right here, cause I don't know, look, you've been Marvin. I'm not. Be mama. You ain't.
So this is the reality of it, right? I would have rather done that than get with my fiance when we were dating, propose to her, and she all on social media like, wow, just do a break, bro, because at the end of the day, we haven't talked since there's nothing really to talk about, right? Because I don't necessarily need that void filled anymore.
Release you. Like, stop. Oh, don't make her.
I got boo boo. But the thing is this. But I also told you I had a farewell tour, and I was a part of my farewell tour. It was the pre-international player aspect of it. Anyone that I qualified, I can sit down. be your husband, take care of you to that capacity, I had to, because at the end of the day, being my authentic self, there was something that I wasn't getting, or I knew that I wasn't going to get, right? And that I knew that I needed and I valued. And because of that, I knew that there was no point in it. But I was also the guy in situationships where the next guy that they dated, they either got pregnant or they got married to the next. But that's another segment.
Bro, don't try to give yourself like
I'm a release.
uh-uh.
Release.
Nah,
First
nah.
place right there.
Nah, all of my day, I was polishing them up to sit them on their way. You know, the next one, you know, was that was I was they needed to see it.
But listen,
Oh no, no, he could have also been
Their
one-
person, they want to be. Good.
I dare. Oh no, it's like all feet, jacket, on.
so there's a funny story behind that. So true, there was one. And so one of my exes called me after we broke up. Like, and she and
Spot of crazy making motherfucking 30 clicks out. Okay. See, more here.
called me and she told me that I don't know why she's still single and there's nobody that can care. And she's for that. But I can help you to what this is supposed to look like.
Diabolical. It's fun.
Oh, so I said the one ever did to me. Absolutely. So I was kicking it with the
Oh,
cool
wow.
girl. She was an executive for BET, like a junior executive for BET. She was like 14 years older than me. And she gave, I got like, within like 2 weeks, I had to keep her spot. So I was like, oh, I'm living lovely. Like, I'm in this boy, right? And I was like, she already had 2 kids. She's like, I don't want no more because I'm going to keep a kid. I was in there like Tom Cruise, Risky Business, with my drawers and socks on, with the broom, right? And she hit me with you don't have enough life experience for me. You're only here for my physical enjoyment. And when I tell you,
Hey, bro, boy.
I felt like Mario Wise in the tub. I don't wanna know if you playing me. Keep it on the low, right? And I knew she was serious when she had like a gala she had to go to, right? And she didn't invite me. I knew about the gala. I knew about it. And I had my suit.
Murphy and Boomerang.
Man, listen, for sure, with the money on the dresser, okay? With the money on the dresser, bro. You had a gala to go to, right? And I knew about all the emails. I'm like, I got me a suit. I was like, I got a tailor fit. I'm ready to go.
Hold on, friends and the homies.
Listen, I'm like, she left me at the crib and went with another dude. No. I love the entertainment, bro.
You was.
I was like, really? I had never in my life experienced that before. Man, listen.
All hate.
Listen.
All hate to that lady. She was
Listen. So yeah, but so right, that was just my work situation. That was the worst. That was the worst one, right? And it was so hard. And the oh. Okay. Yeah. Oh no. Listen, listen.
Wait, hold on, what's the car, what would the car though?
Man, she had a Lamborghini and she had a Maserati.
Oh,
She had the black Maserati.
Oh, man.
But let me drive that.
Watch.
So it was no, she didn't. When she played me like I felt again, Eddie Murphy and Boomerang. I can't do this. What did he do to Robin Gibbons? Thinking that I was gonna be like, Drew, I'll go, whatever. Got another boy toy. I was like, damn. Yep.
Hold up, where?
Yep.
So you mean to me, we at the close of our time, so this is crazy. So you mean to you thought that you, Big Willie, was gonna make a power play on her crib and her cars and all the and that she was gonna be like, oh my God.
The thing is this. I was betting at that point like a 94% average. So I mean the odds was in my favor, right? I thought. You know? Oh yeah.
Okay, so to, now from my perspective. Sure. Following. Yeah. What? And he fine, fine. Okay, Maury said that. No, that's okay. And that's the value of having the platonic. Yeah, listen, not listen. She a little bit like, nah, I gotta stay down for that. Go ahead, my family. Like, yeah, you got it. Oh, hold on, you. So,
Oh, Lord. Okay, go
yeah,
ahead.
so that's why I think the connection there is so valuable. And when I looked at and I watched that conversation between Nikki Giovanni and J.S. Baldwin from decades ago, I saw the value and the weight of having that information. That's why I wanted to put this together to just kind of bring this forth a reimagined, you know, and a refreshed form of that. And so this has been great. I can't wait till the next one and the next one and the next one. We just gonna keep, you know, building and
What, Mary, would you?
Okay.
I
Facebook.
and it put my
Work on trying to up on her level.
for the next one, we will take pins so that you can interact with these two.
Just go easy on me first.
not, oh, you said about you, at least for my life. Let her know first, and I don't vote shit. Like.
Right. That was another act. That was a different act. That was a different act.
We. that one, like, much appreciated, much respect. Everybody, and we